Hi, and welcome back to KSG. I'm Joe. Before we jump in, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, like us, subscribe to us, share us with your friends, help us grow this little channel. So today is the opposite of the video you would probably be expecting. This is what not to do. I've been doing my work and kind of looking at different sites on the internet. With the colder weather coming in and stuff like that, it's definitely shopping season. And with the backup of product, we got to get an early start. One thing that I noticed was a proliferation of pre-built bug-out bags and get-home bags. Now these got lots of stuff in them, but they didn't look all that useful. And when I looked at the price, I felt compelled to make this video. So don't do it. Do yourself a favor and build your own. Now, the ideal situation, if you don't know where to start, is going to be do your research and do your homework. There are even some companies out there that are basically outfitters that will sit down and talk with you, figure out your needs, and recommend products for you. They also will do some headhunting and get them at a good price, and they have a somewhat of a charge on it. This isn't a bad way to go if you're suffering from analysis paralysis with so many choices. The other way to go is to ask some trusted folks around and see what they carry. Other people that are into it or have been doing it for a while, and people know what's going on and can handle themselves. Barring any of that, I've gone ahead and I've listed mine as Amazon links so that it's reasonably available and reasonably priced. Feel free to check that out and use it as the basis to build your own. This is by no means an exhaustive list. It's a very simple list that covers the absolute basics. Some of the more common and mundane things that you're going to want to carry are going to be a small flashlight with a backup battery. You're going to want some sort of cutting tool. You'll want a little bit of cordage, maybe a space blanket for covering. Those mylar shock blankets. They're nice if they can make a makeshift poncho. They can keep you warm in a pinch. If you're really stuck, if you have horrible luck and you're using your get home bag to get home on an overnighter, it can even provide you with a modicum of shelter. Now, the principle of the get home bag is you're not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be particularly fun. It's not an adventure you want to do again, but it will have the basics in there to get you back. Something else I throw in mine are elevation bars from Aldi's and maybe some dried nuts and fruits and stuff like that. Things that'll give you energy you can eat on the trail. Um, Beyond that, I carry my flash drive with documents and things like that, but not much. And you can look at the list below to get a better idea. Um, the main crux of this is if you're going to build this bag, think about why you're building it and build it to work in that situation. You're going to be going some distance carrying this thing. So if you're going to overspend on any one thing, overspend on your bag. I've had great luck with North Face bags for this because they look like a typical student bag. They don't raise a lot of eyebrows. The one that I use is a Recon. They do run about $200 in the current market. You can catch them on sale for half that when they're changing styles. But if you need one now, well, you're kind of stuck. I did link this, although I was reticent to do so because I believe that the bag is something you should buy local and try on. What fits me may not fit you and probably won't fit your friend Bob. So try the bag, try it out local. I would really advise that if you must order it, Amazon's a good choice because they have a phenomenal return policy. Okay, I think that's going to cover the most for our basics. So let's take a look at a use case for this. And if you are walking home, this will go right back to why I choose the backpacks that I do. You want to be comfortable. So one of the things that I've started doing is I carry comfortable shoes. Well, more aptly, I carry my work shoes in the bag so they stay neat and clean, and I wear my trail shoes to and from. Uh, don't underestimate that. And along with that, throw a couple extra pairs of socks in because until you've walked 4 or 5 miles in soaking wet dress shoes with wet socks, you don't appreciate the value. Something else I like to do is I keep a mid-weight fleece in there, and I also use this bag to haul my lunch since I'm carrying this thing anyway. I'm going to make it useful. I have one item to come in, and that's it. It makes it so much more efficient getting out of the vehicle and going. I did link a second bag, a Maxpedition Jumbo Versa Pack, I believe it is, and this is the one I use over the summer when I'm carrying absolute minimalistic. Not because the North Face is too big, but because this one straps onto the luggage rack of my motorcycle really nice. No other reason other than that, and being honest, it is not fun transferring from one bag to the other. You forget where you put things, and it can be kind of a disaster. Now, I want to wrap this up talking about how all of this comes together. My get home bag is incomplete at best until you add it with what I carry on me every day. So every day I've got my Swiss Army knife on me. I will 9 times out of 10 have some sort of lock blade, so I may not carry the fixed blade that I've listed in there. The fact that I listed the fixed blade is because it's one of the nicer Mora knives that has its own fire steel in it and takes care of your cutting tool and your combustion tool. If you're a Dave Canterbury fan, that's 2 of your 5. You don't have to do this. Something else on there that it's not linked but it's mentioned is a Bic lighter. That's a great thing to have, and also PJ cotton balls. And if you don't know what that is, there's a video linked in there as well. Go check it out. It's our Tinders and Extenders video. These things are nice because if you, in the off chance that you have to use this, if you are in the emergency, the ability to make that fire quickly, easily, and efficiently is going to be huge. There's more that can be added, but you can take these bags to the extreme and get them out of sorts. The biggest use that I've had in my bag, believe it or not, is what I jokingly refer to as the boo-boo kit. And this is like just some Carmex, some painkillers for headaches. This is, it's some hand sanitizer, it's some wet wipes, some Band-Aids, some moleskin, the tweezers on my Swiss Army knife, things like that. This stuff I use almost constantly, for one reason or another, even if it's to give a coworker an aspirin. But you can't overestimate the value of that. The idea is to be comfortable. Something else that a lot of people don't put in these bags because it's not very tactical and it's not real sexy. Energy drink powders, teas, things like that, things to help you get through the day, because it is about being comfortable. And sometimes your emergency is simply, I'm tired and cold and miserable at work, and a nice warm cup of tea will work. Now, I know that's not cool guy gear. I know that's not very tactical. That's not what a lot of people are looking at, but this is the reality of what we deal with a lot. So if you're going to be bothered to spend your hard-earned money on this and put in precious time, you might as well make something that you're going to literally use pretty much every day, and something that's going to make life a little bit better. So there we have it. I'm not going to go on much longer because I think that we've kind of exhausted this for the basic that it is. If there's more interest, by all means, throw it in the comments, make a response video, let me know, and we can do an in-depth. We can do a bag dump if you want to. I think there's so many of them out there that it's not really that interesting. So this is Joe. I'm with KSG. This has been a KSG public service announcement. Thank you very much.